What's up, everybody? We're back. Welcome to another new episode of the Last Wave Podcast. This is going to be another kind of short episode, another little bit of a different episode. Again, please check us out on Facebook and feel free to pop by patreon.com as well. That's a pretty cool way to show your love for the show. It's like a subscription service if you've never used it before. Basically, go on there, you say become a patron. At certain levels, I think the lowest level is $1 or $2 a month. And that's really just showing your love. You get access to all the videos anyway. Anything higher than that, like $5 or $10 a month, you get exclusive videos, exclusive content. I'll probably be doing like some live interviews. I'll probably be going to places and doing live interviews once we get, get big, if we ever get big. So keep that in mind. That's some cool stuff to check out. Same photo, same name across all platforms. So today I kind of just wanted to dive in a little bit to my main standing theory. I know I keep talking, excuse me, I keep talking about a lot on different episodes about like my main theory, and a lot of it has to do with the Hidden World episodes, if you've seen any of those. But the more I keep researching different things, the more I keep coming back to it. And just so everyone knows, and this is definitely an episode I hope everyone watches, so you kind of know, what I'm talking about whenever I do mention it. I'm calling it kind of the paranormal web theory. String theory is already taken as far as the term, or I would have used that. But in my opinion, in the paranormal world, everything, as far as everything, anything known the least bit is paranormal. You'll find these threads, and these little threads will come together, and you'll be able to attach these threads to the most random coincidences and similar things that you would never think to do. You would never think that they were connected. So the paranormal web theory, I guess, is what I'm going with. I'm kind of trying to sit down and write a little book on it, but that's a whole nother effort that I don't really have time for right now. So we'll just stick to the videos for now. But more or less, the paranormal web theory it states that basically everything paranormal in one way or another is connected, whether it's all the same beings, different versions of the same beings or phenomena, all throughout history. There's not one piece of paranormal evidence other than maybe like seeing dinosaurs that is connected. You see a random pterodactyl or something. I don't know if I can piece that one together. But when you look at certain things, and I'll go through a little bit of a list, that I've kind of compiled, starting with the most basic thing like ghosts and poltergeists. If you look at modern poltergeist reports of, things flying around your house, that kind of stuff, that matches old world reports of what would happen to people when they encountered or disturbed fairy villages, fairy towns. Their homes would be, messed up, stuff would be thrown around. And you can even see that. I was watching a child's cartoon the other day with family members, and these people were living in the woods near a fairy village, and these fairies came in invisible and started throwing things around their house. So, I mean, it's still even knowledgeable in today's society that that's something that happened in the past. So if you go to every paranormal researcher and tell them poltergeists are probably angry fairies, they're going to look at you like you're insane, which is often what I get with this theory. But bear with me. So poltergeists, you can connect to angry fairies and fae folklore. You have things like jinn that I've been researching a lot lately. Jinn have been tied by Rosemary Ellen Guiley to shadow people that people see and are terrified of all over the world. These humanoid forms that are made of pure darkness. Some of them wear clothes like long cloaks and jackets. Some of them are seen with hats. They're known as the Hat Man. And basically her theory kind of stated that these creatures were basically shapeshifters. They were here before us. They were pushed out by humans or for humans, so that way we could have this world. So some of them are kind of resentful of that. Some of them are angry of that, and that's why you see these shadow people attacking some humans, vice versa. Now, to go into the clothing aspect, she states that they are shapeshifters, But the legends of the jinn say they can't shapeshift completely, so they use this clothing, shapeshifting method to hide the fact that they have, cloven feet, or their face is more reptilian look, something of that nature. So they hide behind this darkness and this clothing facade because they're not fully shapeshifting into human form. So that right there, you've got shadow people and genies, which is what the Western societies know them as, but they're actually called jinn, and they come from pre-Islamic Middle Eastern history. Basically, you have angels, demons, jinn, and then humans. So they're a completely different entity on their own. Now, if you take the jinn and shadow people, and they've obviously made it to America and the Western societies, we know them as shadow people. It also would make sense that they, having been around for so long, would have made it north into Europe. And if you go back to old Scandinavian legends of elves, they certainly sound like dark elves. And what you would see is, as bad elves, you have your light elves and your good elves, and you have your dark elves that are your bad ones. So those legends match with that folklore. So it very well could be that they're the same entity. You can tie jinn as well. Again, some people believe that they're good ones and bad ones. They have free will just like we do. So some of them are here to protect us. So you see stories of things like, I just did an episode on the Gray Man, which is a similarly dressed but lighter looking spirit. It's gray. It's not seen as a shadow, dark individual, and he's seen before hurricanes. And it's known that if you see this figure, your house will be spared during the hurricane. So you have that opposition that says that they really do have free will. Of course, these beings are known to be seen during sleep paralysis. So you have that. It's like literally this is going to be actually a longer episode than I thought, but it really gives you an insight into what I am trying to research. So you have that, and if we branch into UFOs and aliens, one thing that you really see is missing time. People will come back having, been gone in their mind for an hour, but their family is freaking out because they've been gone for hours or even days. Okay, so that ties into Fae folklore again of the old world, of people going missing for 3 days at a time and having no idea where they were, but all of a sudden they're back home. So again, you can tie certain alien situations to old world Fae folklore. If we branch into something else with the aliens, if you go into South America and you take hallucinogenics and you take ayahuasca and things of that nature, people that have taken ayahuasca and go on the real thing journey that's like 24 hours of basically pure hallucination, they report being taken apart, being experimented on, seeing strange ethereal beings. That sounds like alien abduction. So, you have all of these things, and this is what I'm talking about, the paranormal web. The more you research, the more it's just like, and you hear this from some people. You'll hear some people be like, well, that's weird that this kind of happens, and it's kind of like this other thing. But no one ever takes that next step to say that this entity is probably this entity, and it was probably that entity 1,000 years ago, but these people didn't know what to, call it something different. Sorry, excuse me. We've done like 4 episodes today. But again, you have all these little webs that once you start pulling things, they all start unraveling. They all start connecting. So you can literally just tie all these things together. It's possible that, Bigfoot and wolfmen, dogmen from, Michigan, it's possible that they're a type of being from the Fey world, from the hidden world. So, you have so many things. It's a lot to unpack. There's more I could go into, but again, we're almost at 9-10 minutes with just this episode. So that's just kind of a nice outline theory, the paranormal web theory. That's my main field of study right now, is connecting all of these different, seemingly completely different and random paranormal incidences to each other and finding those little webs. So I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. I know it was kind of random, and we didn't really have, a nice, cool story to go over today. But at least now you know kind of where I'm coming from with my research and things of that nature. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. And like I said, that's my. So if you hear me, harken back to this, during other episodes, which I know I've done and I know I'll do in the future, because again, you start seeing these things pile up and they all end up tying together. So just be aware. Hopefully, everyone will watch this. It's kind of an important episode, or not watch this, listen to this. Again, thank you for listening, and hit us up on Facebook, like and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already, and check out the Patreon if you want to as well. Like I said, I've said it numerous times. I'm doing this for fun, but it wouldn't hurt to make a few dollars. So, whatever you can do, like and subscribe at least. That way you can stay up to date on everything new that we're putting out. Again, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.